It's just like one whole year has gone by, and just realized that it's been last March when my wife Shubha, daughters Shruti, and me uh, went out to Bangalore to spend some time with our daughter and also meet our relatives, very close relatives, my uncle, aunt who live there. So it's like just one year has passed by, and I mean, we just didn't realize. Many people say that Corona has changed our lives, but if you really look at it, in the right sense, there's so many pluses has come out from that one year. Me personally, for me, I've been able to develop myself, and my family also has been at peace with themselves because I got a lot of time to spend with them, which and I don't think the last 10 years I've been able to spend so much of time with them. On the personal front, my daughter uh, went to Italy to for her studies. She quit her job in India, and she's chasing a dream. I think she's very happy with herself. In the meanwhile, I could go back to Goa and regularize the flat that I bought in terms of registration. A lot of repair work in the existing flat, especially the roof, and a lot of pending work. My sister-in-law Sumita helped me with the pending work of getting my tax payment regularized. Uh, Met a lot of friends, spent quality time with my nephew and my niece, especially my niece, such a loving girl, Sejal, and my nephew, who's now turned out to be a big rebel. So I could find, when I was searching for myself, I could find myself in my nephew. Everything that I did, minus 10% is what my nephew is all about. So I can relate to that. The rebel in him, the revolution, the evolution in him, the closeness of my nephew, my niece, Sejal, and then spending time with my sister-in-law and my brother. Of course, learning, how to renew the vows with my wife, spending time with her in Goa. We did a lot of work together, uh, like cleaning the house, going on every day. In the evening, we went out for a ride. We were in Goa. You can say 99% of the evenings we were riding in Goa, my wife and me. And of course, I did a lot of cycling also, but we did a lot of photography together, a lot of activities together, going to the wildlife forests, going to the forest, going for long drives on long desolate low roads. Of course, ending up once or twice, once with a flat tire where my sister-in-law Sumita and Sejal came and helped me repair, and the locals, wow, the flavor of Undir, small fishing hamlet of Ponda. And when people found that we are there, people coming to help us left around. And then my sister-in-law Sumita and Sejal, my niece, my sweet niece, driving down and coming up and then helping us. And the locals helping us change the tire, getting a mechanic because there was no screwdriver or a spanner with me. So the love, the affection that Goa offers, the hinterlands of Goa offers, and then there's a place in and there was another time when my wife and me went out for a ride, and we ran off out of petrol, and then I called my brother, and the poor guy came goes he has his own business, and he goes out and he gets fills in a bottle of petrol and comes in. So this type of love and affection is what we look. And every evening we went out, we either had street food, we had street food in many places. Then sometimes my brother would work late and we would give him a call and then say, do you want this? I'll go. Of course, the drinking sessions that I had with my brother, the camaraderie, and the eating sessions that we had, in each other's houses, the birthdays and the anniversaries that we spent together, the eating out, and and I was able to treat my niece to some good fish curry, fish and some chicken, and see my wife, my daughter, and my nephew, my niece, and my sister-in-law. We relish sometimes a good bite of chicken or fish, and that we could do. Spending time with the people you love, really changed the perspective in my life. And then it dawned on And as time moved on and we walked through the lives, photography took a major part. Going to the water bodies, I spent some time. I met some good friends of mine also. Um some parts, some of my old colleagues who I thought my friends avoided me like fire. That's okay. Life moves on. So life is not about these things. But an old friend of mine, a colleague who I still maintain, Harrier, was there, has been always there, and is there. And that's a very high point, meeting him and his wife and Handi Kuris, and and spending time with them where we had gone for photography. But some of my other friends who I thought friends, really avoided me like plague. Maybe um sometimes, when the water flows under bridges, they get the bridges rattled. So foundations of friendship sometimes look to be only on the materialistic side. So I forgive them for me to be happy. And that's how life is. And I really had a very great time, writing down my thoughts, reading, updating myself, upgrading myself, meeting the people. And then, then my daughter had her CA exams in Goa, and then going the joy of going up and picking. At the same time, we were growing as a business, working from home remotely, and following up with the factory and working with my colleagues, and a splendid job done by the colleagues, and then growing those businesses. From the BU side, lovely, superlative effort from my colleagues in the factory to introduce new products. Total distance between all of us could be about 2000 plus, but then accumulating all our thoughts and getting new products and getting them to the market. And of course, we are not such a huge, our marketing is not such a huge thing. And just trying to understand how this thing. So the ideas are there, but the deployment is so very, it's about 15, 20 years below behind them, behind the big leaders. So trying to get ourselves there. So that was good, but the new products really help grow business. So apart from the business side, then we decided to make this Kerala trip, to relocate my daughter, younger daughter, Shruti, the sweet little Shruti, because daddy's pet had grown up to be a young lady, and this young lady wanted to see the world on her terms. And I was offering her jobs, articleships with Deloitte and PwC, but she chose what she wanted to do and what she wanted to get on her own bidding, and in her way. So it was her way and her highway, and it was her way, not my way. So then she decided to do this in Kerala, and so we went down to relocate her. And as we entered our house, we found my parents' house. My dad passed away in 17 and my mother in 19. So it was a wreck. So my brother, me, and my wife decided to renovate the house. So we started from the flooring, breaking down the entire old bathroom and reconstructing it with constructing it, the flooring, the upgradation, then the painting, and so many, and the electrical connections and the connections, cleaning out the outside things, and clearing out the old stuff, and making it into a swanky new apartment. And with my brother's innovative ideas, making putting up some light sensors, so the light comes out. So many things, the gate, the door, the carpentry work, the things, so to make it livable. So that happened. And then we decided, when we were going, my brother, myself, my wife, and my daughter, we went by car. So that was a nice car trip where we could spend quality time again with Sudhir. Drove down to Calicut, and from there we went down to Ernakulam. We stayed the first 2 days in a hotel, Avenue Regent on MG Road, and then looked up, then meeting up with my relatives, my aunt, my cousins, then going to my Shubha's house in Chiarthala, to and fro, and then getting this work done. The main time, keeping up with the work schedule. And so December went off, and then we had January. So and January, then finally we decided to come back to, with a very heavy heart, we decided to come back to Goa. So we went to Kunangalam, my grandmother's house, grandfather's house, my mother's place, spent some time there. Went on to meet Girja Maushi and Ganpat Bhav and people who really care about us. Prabha and Pradeep Bhav and Dugu, my favorite niece. So sweet of her to, and she's a very good, she and my younger daughter Shruti are chaddi buddies. Of course, I also had, I must mention Motu, my nephew, who now is a fine young gentleman with the dreams bigger than many. So we had a brief interaction there also. Then some travels to the hinterlands of Alleppey with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. Of course, going to some temples and going for drives with them. I spent a lot of time to understand them. Of course, I went met my sister-in-law Purni and my co-brother Srikant. Went seen his farmland. So overall, everything packed in one power pack. Then we drove back to Goa. Lovely drive. Early morning drive. Left Prabha's house at about 5:30. Could clear the mad mess that it is by 9, and finally reached Goa. Spent some time in Goa, and then Sudhir and Sejal joined us on our journey back to Thane, Hirandani Meadows. We had a lovely drive. They spent about 2 days with us here, and then they went back. So the pandemic threw out many surprises and brought out the best in me. So I thought I should share this and just record this. So that's it from me. Thank you.